I have built a lot of things in this world, but I just can't help but feel like something is missing here. There's just large, empty spaces of ugly vanilla terrain between all of my builds. So today I wanted to change that and begin adding some life between these builds. The majority of my base is in a plains biome, as you see, so my goal is to create a template in a small area basically for how I will begin to transform the rest of this plains biome over time. And this right here is the area that I'm thinking of beginning to add some life to these plains. It's a open area that we haven't really touched yet, so it's a nice blank canvas to try to figure things out. I've been doing a lot of research into like real plains biome, what kind of plants are there, trees, and I've been diving deep into that, and I've designed some plants, designed some trees that I'm super excited to show you guys. I just can't wait to see how this turns out. I think it'll be beautiful, very immersive. If you can hear that, I've also just recently installed a mod that adds some ambient sound effects. I really like it, and I think it will go well with what we're trying to do today. But without much further ado, let's get into actually doing some work here today. Okay, I've gathered everything we need for the first thing we're going to build here. It's very small, so I can have it all in my inventory right now. It's going to go right here, and it's going to be kind of a facade, mainly just to cover up my short grass farm. This stuff, I'm used to calling it tall grass. I think that's what it was called when it first came out, but then they made the even taller grass, and now this one is short grass, and now I'm confused, because I'm used to calling this tall grass. But short, tall grass like this one, I need to farm it. I've never built one, but if I'm going to be... Basically, I want every square inch to be covered with grass. Make it nice and full looking. There'll be other plants as well, but I'm going to need a lot of this. And I need some kind of farm for that. So I'm going to look up some kind of design. And this house is very small, so maybe I'll have to build it in the basement. But it's just going to be a nice little lonely house cabin on the plains, on the prairie here. So I'm going to jump into building that and then get us a grass farm in there. And then we can actually start to transform the area around here. Alright, we are done with the only building we're going to be doing in this episode, and I extended the path all the way out to it. I decided to go for a thinner path over here, and then for this building, I had to install a mod so it looked good from a distance. Just one where you can see signs, because normally all the way over here these signs would be invisible, but I wanted to be able to see them. It's part of the building. So before I installed that, I haven't really been using signs for building much just because of that, but now I have something that fixes that so I can actually use it. And of course, raiding party, right as I'm trying to show this. And then the tree here, if we can take an alternate route, this tree here is based off of a real life tree called cottonwood, is what I decided to go with, because these apparently can grow in like a plains in real life. I based most of my decisions on what plants and stuff I'm going to put here based off of North American plains and what can be found there. This is supposed to be a cottonwood. I based the design of this tree off a picture I saw where it basically split into like two main branches as it went up. I like the look of that. And then we have our little like log cabin kind of here. I like it. We got the little overgrown with some short grass on top. No interior. It's a very simple house, very simple build. Because mainly, what I really want to focus on today is the environment, the atmosphere, and the plants around here. I think this is a good start. But now we need to build our grass farm here. And I looked up some designs. Well, there's not really many designs really for grass farms that I've seen. The only main one I saw was by Ray's, which I think I'm going to do one based off of his, but I'm going to have to dig a basement for this house and just build it underground. But I will have to do a little more research on that, figure that out, and then I'm going to build that under here, and then we can actually get to some more atmosphere, some more building around here. I'm really excited for what I have. Honestly, this might turn out to be my favorite thing I've built and done in this world so far. Just what I'm going to do around in this area. Alright, I have figured out a design I want to do for the grass farm. I added a beacon here because I'm going to have to dig out quite a bit underneath this to fit it in. And I don't want to dig this without haste. So I'm going to dig out in this space, build the grass farm. It does have a moss farm also connected up to it just to feed bone meal into the grass farm. So I'll show you guys it once it's done. But for now, I just got to get digging and get building. Alright, this grass farm is done. Let me just show you guys around before I show you how it works. So, basically, what we have right here, we have the grass here. When I'm working in the farm, I'll be sitting in this minecart chest boat, going back and forth. The boat with chest allows you just to reach a little bit further, so you can reach that back block than you would if you were just sitting in the minecart. So you go back and forth across and shear the grass, and then these hopper minecarts, there's one on each side, will run underneath, collect all the drops, and then bring it here. So you can see I've already done some test runs. So I got some flowers and then a lot of grass. So I think this will more than meet our needs because I just ran this for a few minutes, and this is just one side. That's the grass farm, pretty basic. Then back here is the moss farm. This is the on switch, and then it just filters all of the moss to these composters here. It just composts all of it. I think 2 of these composters run back into the moss farm to feed it bone meal to keep it going, but then all the other composters with their bone meal feed directly into this grass farm and into this dispenser and just keep it stocked with bone meal, so that way I never have to refill any of the bone meal from the grass farm. I can just run it. And then any excess bone meal that is not used by this grass farm will end up in these chests. I don't have any yet, so it'll double as my grass farm, and then if I leave it running long enough, my bone meal farm. So, yeah, that's it. Let's turn it on and see how it works. First, we'll turn on moss farm, get some bone meal generating. And then we will turn on these collection mine carts. Okay, we got some shears now. I'll turn this on, then hop into the mine cart, get my shears, and then just as it goes back and forth, I just have to hold click. On that last block, if there's grass there, it can always reach it. The flowers, even though you can technically reach to that last block, because the flowers are such a small hitbox, you can't always reach them depending on how they're situated on the block. But yeah, it seems to work very well. This is this is way easier and more efficient, faster than trying to go out in the plains manually and trying to shear grass, which is what I've been doing before. This will be very helpful for all the terraforming and grass needs that I have. Okay, so I'm gonna tear down this beacon next and then start gathering some materials. Then we're gonna start working on the actual landscape a little bit out here. And the first thing I'm going to do is build right here. It's going to be a kind of tree grove, patch of trees. You'll see in a bit. I'll explain it. Oh man. I AFK'd at the moss farm overnight for it to build up an excess of bone meal because I wanted some bone meal. I came out here, a creeper blew me up there. But it didn't kill me, but a creeper blew up there. I start climbing up this ladder to get out. I hear so many spiders. And I came up here, and a creeper already blew me up. So, this area is not safe. I think I need to add doors to the house, because I can't get out of this hole without a ton of mobs being here. And I'm afraid there's another creeper here now. Oh my. Run. I don't want a creeper to blow up again. Oh, there's a creeper outside there. Man. I don't know why. There's so many spiders just stuck there. They look like they're trying to get to me, but I don't think they would be able to see me all the way down in that basement. Why are they just hanging around? I've never seen it like this. There's 3 out here. 1, 2, 3. Oh my, there's more. 4, 5, 6, 7. More over here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh my. 15 spiders were all over this house waiting for me to come out from the basement. Well, they didn't even attack me, actually. They're just hanging out in the ceiling. 15 spiders. I thought I was making a grass farm. Apparently, I was making a spider farm. Oh, man. Well, lesson learned, I'm gonna make doors. And also probably light this area up just a little bit. I'll have to light up inside of the house. Oh, man. Well, I'm gonna fix this house, but then I have gathered all the materials I need for what I'm gonna build here. So, I'll patch this up. You guys can enjoy watching me build that. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright. I am super pleased with this. It looks kind of like a mini forest, but this is like a grove of trees rather than a forest. It is all one type of tree. This is an aspen tree, which is what I based it off of. When I was doing research on it, these trees, they're very interesting in the way they're different than most other trees in the fact that they all share an interconnected root system. So in reality, they're all kind of one organism working together. Each individual tree in this grove would be genetically identical. Like basically each tree is a clone of all the other ones, which is very interesting the way they grow. So I couldn't just build some of these on their own out in the open. And I really like these trees for the fact that they're very simple in real life. They're tall, straight, thin, with just a few leaves on the top, and then they grow together like this. So I did add a lot of different variants of the trees in height, and then rotating them around. There's some dead trees in here, but I think it's really nice. And also aspens in the fall, they get a beautiful yellow color. So I think later on, if we add some more aspen groves around our world, I think we could have some, maybe over there where I was thinking of making the fall forest, having some yellow groves of these aspen trees. But I think these would be nice to just fill in some areas around the world with some trees, where I don't want maybe a full forest, but just a grove of trees, these all growing together. because these also in real life, they don't really compete well in like a really crowded forest because they need the sunlight. They don't do well with a forest like that. So I am really pleased with these. I haven't done anything with the ground yet. I will add more plants and cover in here. Probably a path through it. I think I want to probably build something in there. A reason to go in and go through that grove of aspen trees would be really nice. But that would probably be another episode. But I hope you guys like this. For some reason, this is like my favorite thing that I've done. Just this. I don't know why, but it's really cool. But for the rest of the episode, I do have time just to do a bit more of the adding life and decoration to the actual plains, which was my intention. So I have collected a few things here that I need for some of these plants, and I tried to do all of these plants based on real plants that can be found in plains. So I'm going to go through and add a few of these and kind of show you guys probably through voiceover as I do it in a flashback, and just explain to you guys what each type of plant is. So hopefully that goes well, and I'll see you guys in a bit. So the first plant I was trying to make is goldenrod. So I used yellow candles for the flowers, and then tall grass to make them really tall. I think that works fairly well. Then this next plant is called Black-Eyed Susan, which is a species of Rudbeckia, which, fun fact, I used to work in a greenhouse and we had that plant, so I remember that one. But again, this uses yellow candles for the flowers, but I used a bush so it's shorter to differentiate it from the goldenrod. And then for this next one, I just used the default Minecraft alliums. I'm trying to use it to kind of represent, I think it's a species of aster, I'm not sure specifically which one, but they have these purple flowers, so like this, so I think it kind of works to represent that. And then another plant I wanted to try to include here is milkweed. I know these are lilac bushes, but if you look at the pictures, it has a kind of similar shape to the milkweed plant, and then a similar color flowers. And then for this last one, I was trying to recreate something that I saw called sagebrush, which is kind of this like pale, desaturated, grayish-greenish color, which we do not have in Minecraft, especially in any plant type. But I thought the dead coral could kind of work as a substitute for that, so as I placed it, it would just go to the dead coral. And I think that works okay. And finally, I just filled in all the empty spaces with the grass. I do have ideas later how to make a couple different grass species that can be found in the plains, but for right now I'm just going to fill it in with the grass so we can see how it looks. Alright, as you can see, I've put grass just on this hillside up to down here. It definitely looks a lot different than this area. I do like the tall grass everywhere. Now, I'm not necessarily 100% pleased with how the extra details and plants turned out. I think it's maybe because they just look a bit random. Maybe the patches are too small. I think maybe if I did bigger blobs, bigger sections of, let's say the goldenrods, have like almost like a small field of goldenrods here, just like bigger patches, more together, more of a pattern rather than just the random like small patches of each one here and there. And this isn't even all the different types of custom plants I had in mind, but I think for now this is a good start, a good starting point. I will probably change things. I'll probably want to add some rocks and some boulders, extra details. There will be probably a few more trees here and there, not just this one lonely tree or the big patch of aspens. So there'll probably be like a couple trees, like, scattered throughout, some more trees, some more detail. I think once we get that figured out, the plant spacing figured out, and then just slowly begin to fill in these plains going up here, going throughout the rest, then it will start to come together and be much more immersive. But for now, for this episode, this is all I have time for. But I am genuinely pleased with what we've come up with and what we've started to do over here. There's a lot more work to do as far as this Aspen Grove and the plains in general and our world, but I'm so happy with how it's coming together. I'm really happy with how I'm pushing myself in some areas, especially this. I've never built this mini tree. I've never tried to build anything closely resembling a forest. And yeah, I really like it. I'm so pleased with the direction everything is going. So, but yeah, I continue to have and still have big plans, big ideas for different areas of the world. I know we've been working on just random things here and there, like the village, just going from different places, to different places, building different builds. But for me, it's just, I don't want to have to force myself to finish the village all in one go or work on one particular project. I like having multiple things I could go back to, like even the river over there, the fall forest we've wanted to create, but just different areas of the world. And I just work on whatever I am most inspired and most motivated to do that week, just to keep things fresh and exciting for me. And then we always have different projects we can come back to and continue. But this is the start of a overall transformation pattern and theme for this whole entire plains biome, to fill in those gaps, fill in those areas where it's just the empty space that I really don't like, the empty space of vanilla terrain. So I am definitely open to suggestions on how to improve this and how to just bring more life to our plains. But I am happy with this as a start, as a starting point, a starting template. I am unfortunately out of time for today's episode, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Oh, I broke the grass.